for joining me in today's tutorial. Today we'll be looking into how to make a short Bubu Kaftan dress, okay? Just like what I'm putting on. The sleeve is going to be like this, a turn-up sleeve. But for the front, it's a short. I'm going to use this short sequence fabric to beautify it, okay? It will be at the front of the front block, okay? At the center front of the front block, and it's going to have a V neckline. So when you use this beautiful Ankara fabric, it's 3 yards of the fabric, okay? So we'll be making use of this to demonstrate this short Bubu Kaftan dress. So if this is what you are interested in, please just click on and let's dive into our tutorial program. I've gone ahead, it's 3 yards, we'll be making use of 3 yards of this beautiful Ankara fabric. And I've gone ahead and folded our fabric into 4. Okay, we have 1, 2, and 3, and 4. So we have the front panel, which is folded into 2, and the back as well. That's making it in total 4 folds. So now I'll be making use of this sequence, okay? It's a leftover sequence. It's a short sequence, but I'll use it to beautify this kaftan dress. It will be at the front block, just at the center like this, okay? And our neckline will be V neckline. So if this is what you're interested in, guys, please just sit back, okay? Don't sleep on this tutorial while we dive into it proper. So now I've folded the fabric like so. So what I'll do now is to create our starting line, okay? So at this point, this will serve as our starting line. I went ahead and made it a straight line, okay? So now the full length, starting from the starting line, okay? I will take the full length of this dress, which is 42 inches, okay? So I marked 42 here. We have 42. So plus 2 extra inches. So all in total, what we have is 44 inches, okay? 42 is the actual length. Why? I'll use 2 inches for folding at the base, okay? So now I'm going to start from the starting line. It's a cut together sleeve, okay? It's a cut together sleeve. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to measure out at the starting line, which is the shoulder line, the shoulder measurement and the sleeve all together, okay? So I'm going to mark it out. The shoulder measurement is 8 inches. So at this, what I'm going to make use for the sleeve, I'm going to make use of 8 inches, okay? Remember, it's going to be a turn-up sleeve, just like what I'm putting on here. It's going to be a turn-up sleeve, okay? Like so. So I'm going to mark 8 inches. So at this point, I'm also going to cut out a band, which I'm going to use it to turn it up at this 8 inches. So now I've marked my shoulder and the sleeve measurement. So what next I will do at this sleeve measurement, I'm going to come down for my shoulder slope or shoulder drop, 1.5 inches. Okay, I've marked 1.5 inches at this point. So now for the neckline, I said earlier we're going to make for the front block, we're going to make use of V neckline. Okay, while the back will be a round sleeve. So now at this point, I'm going to mark for my V neckline. I'm going to mark 3.5 for the wideness of the neckline. The wideness of the neckline is always the same for both the front and the back panel. Okay, so I marked 3.5 inches. So now I'm going to come down 1 inch for the back panel. Okay, I'll connect it like so. So, but for the front panel, so for the back panel, I came down 1 inch. Now for the front, I'm going to come down 7 inches, okay? 7 inches in length. So what I'm going to do now, I'll take up my ruler and connect it 3.5 inches. Here we have our 7.5 inches. So from this point, I'll take it. Remember I said there is going to be a V neckline. So I'm going to connect it like so. Here we go. So here we have our straight V shape. For the meantime, I'm going to cut the back panel, the back neckline, sorry. Okay. So what I'm going to do next is to connect from the shoulder slope to the neck width. So I'll connect it like so, from the shoulder slope to the neck width. Okay, so I'll cut the back neckline first, after which I will remove the back, then cut the work on the front block. So having said that, what I will do next is to measure out that's the armhole depth. Okay, so from this slope, I'm going to, the armhole depth is 11 inches. Let's take 11 inches. Okay, so I went ahead and marked 11 inches at this point. So because it's kind of a free kaftan, so I'll be working with the hip, the highest body circumference, which is the hip. Okay, if you want it to be a kind of fitted, all you need to do is from the starting line, you come down your waist measurement. Okay, here is the bust, so your waist, then the hip. From the starting line, take the hip length, which is, it could be 25, 26, depending on the height of your client. Okay, what you will do is to take the actual measurement of the waist and mark it, and also the actual measurement of the hip and mark it. You can add just ½ inch if you don't want it to be free, you want it fitted. Half or 1 inch is free. Okay, but for this tutorial, I want it a free gown. Okay, so what I'm going to do is to work with the highest body circumference, which is the hip. Remember, here is our hip line. So I'm going for the hip measurement of my client is 46 inches. 46 divided by 4, we have 11.5 inches. Okay, so I went ahead and marked 11.5 inches here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add, for the ease, I'm going to add 1 inch for ease, then 1 inch for seam allowance. Okay, seam allowance is the stitching allowance. So what I'm going to do now is to take it, connect it all the way to the armhole, or to the shoulder depth, to the armhole depth. So I'm going to connect it from this allowance, seam allowance, to meet the, remember we marked our sleeve length from the shoulder drop. Sleeve length, I marked 11 inches. So I'll connect it like so, and now connect it all the way down to the hem of the dress. Okay, so connect all the way straight. So what else I'm going to do, coming down to the shoulder drop at this point. Okay, it's not going to, the armhole is not supposed to be kind of straight. So I'll come up 1 inch, I'll connect it like so, give it a slanty curve, a curvy shape. Okay, to create that curvy look at that point. So what else I'm going to do is to, from that shoulder drop, I'll take it all the way straight to meet the armhole, or the sleeve length. So here we go. So that's all for the measurement of this kaftan. Okay, so I'm going to cut the back neckline first only, after which I will remove the back block, then now work on the front panel. Okay, Now we've gone ahead and cut both the front and the back. So I'm going to remove the front, okay, and here we have the back panel. So I'm going to work on this front block right now. So what next I will do on the front block is to cut the neckline. Remember I said it's V shape, so I'll cut it like so. So here we have where we have a V, okay, a V neckline. So remember I said we're going to use the sequence, the leftover sequence, to beautify this. So I'm going to place the sequence like so. I'm going to use bias, okay, to close in the neckline, both the front and the back panel, okay. Then after that, I will use the sequence. I'll place it at the center, taking note of the center neckline. I'm going to mark it, okay. Let me do that right now. So here we have the center. For it to be straight, okay. So starting from that V shape at the center point, so I'm going to take it in a straight form, okay, like so. So here we have the center right now. So I'm going to place the sequence like so at the center. After I must have closed the neckline with bias, okay. You can use bias, you can use the same fabric, okay, to fold in the neckline area, or you can as well cut your facing, okay, for this. But I'm not going to use facing. So right now I've placed the sequence at the center piece. What I'm going to do is to fold it. As I fold, I stitch, okay, and stitch on it. I'll also go ahead and place a hardener interfacing on this, okay, to give it a kind of structure, to make it firm while stitching on it. So I'm going to do this and show us. So right now I've ironed out interfacing on it, okay, so like so. So what next I will do, I'm going to place it on it, but before that let me fix the bias on the neckline area. So I've gone ahead and closed in the neckline. This is the back, and here we have the front, okay. Here is the front, the V shape. So I've closed in the bias like so, okay. So what I'm going to do now is to iron it out. I'll straighten it up with iron to make it smoother and easy to fold. So now I'll work on the sequence, okay. So this is the front panel. So now that I've joined the bias, I'm going to place the sequence like so, taking note of the center point, okay, of the front panel. So I will place it like so. I'm going to fold it all around using 1/2 inch. I'll close it up all around using 1/2 inch, okay. I'll stitch on it. After doing the first one, I also fold the sides. Right now I've succeeded in 1/2 inch stitching the sequence on the front bodies, okay, of the front panel, the shape of the sequence, at the center, making sure it is at the center point. Is to iron it out, front, smoothing it. So I'm going to do this and straighten the and show us how it edges. Ironing is always very important during stitching or sewing. So after that, I'm going to join the shoulders. So when that is done, so I'm going to flip the front panel right side. This is the right side, and while here is the right side of the front bodies. So I'm going to close it, okay? Hold it down at the shoulder area. You can use a pin. Pin is very, very essential in tailoring, okay? So I'm going to close it on the shoulder using 1/2 inch. I'll use 1/2 inch and close the two sides of the shoulder area, okay? 1/2 inch. So I'll do this and show us. After that, I will take the overall length of the. So now the shoulders has been closed, okay? So what I will do next is to flip in like so. So we have the shoulder, closed shoulder. I'm going to take the length of the sleeve, okay? So starting from one end, what I have here, I have 21 inches, okay? I'll shake the other side to confirm if it is the same. So 21 inches, I'm going to cut a band of 21 inches in length, okay? Then I will show us how to join the turn up sleeve. So I went ahead and cut out a band, okay, 2.5 inches. If you open it up in full, you have 5 inches, okay? And the length, remember we measured out the sleeve length to be 21. So what I have here is 22 inches. It's always good to be on a safer side, okay? So I went ahead and cut out the length 22 inches, while the width is 2.5 inches. So what next I will do, went ahead and spread out the sleeve like so. To fix the turn up sleeve, I will stitch using the wrong side, okay? So I'm going to place the band, okay, the open end. This is the open end of the band. I'll stitch it all through using 1/2 inch. Then I'll flip it up to the right side, okay? Then I'm going to tack it using your needle. You can use your sewing machine to tack it, okay? But for it to be not to be visible to the eye, you just use your needle to tack it inner at the inner side. So I will do this on this side and also on the other side, on the wrong side, and flip to the right side. I'll do this and show us. So I've gone ahead and stitched the sleeve like so, okay? The sleeve has been stitched. So what I'm going to do, I'll flip it to the right side as I earlier said. Then I'm going to iron it out, okay? I'll iron it out to make it firm. So just give it a hot pressing, okay? As you're ironing it, adjust it to the actual length. I also ironed the second sleeve. So what next I'm doing now, I'm going to tack this, okay, so that we can see how to do the tacking. So here with me, I have my needle and thread, okay? So from the inside, take a little of the fabric, okay? You tack. You keep tacking. So once you are done, you bring it out to the other side and close it up. Okay? So I will cut it out and also do at the center. Okay, so here is the center of the sleeve. So from the inside, from the inner side of the dress, tack it. You take the part of the dress out to the wrong side and close it up. I'm going to cut it up. So I also do this on this other side and also on the other side of the sleeve. Okay, I'll iron this out and also tack it and show us. So now I'm done tacking the sleeve. Okay, so what I will do now is to flip to the wrong side. Then I'm going to mark the pocket length as the pocket space. I'm going to insert a pocket by the side. So now the pockets by the side. So for the pocket, I've gone ahead and folded the fabric. So I'm using the wrong side. Okay, so starting from the shoulder length or the shoulder line. So what I'm going to mark, I'm going to come down 20 inches in length, okay, for the pocket. I also do the same on the other side, 20 inches for the pocket space. So what next I will do is to mark from that length of the pocket. I'm going to come down 7 inches, okay. From this length is where our pocket is going to be placed, okay. 7 inches difference. So from the 20 inches I'll come down 7 inches as well. So this is our pocket space, okay. So what else I'll do is to cut the pocket. For the pocket, I've gone ahead and cut out a pocket length 10 inches while the wideness is 8, okay. So what I'm going to do is to give it a slanty shape, okay, so that the hand can easily pass through. So starting from the starting line, I will place my tape in a slanty form, taking note of 8 inches in length. So here we have 8. I'm going to trace it this way. So from here I'm going to cut it out. So coming down at this point, you can leave your pocket in this square shape. I can as well give it a slanty curve at this edge. So but I'm going to create a slanty curve. So at the slanty curve, so from this edge I'll come up 1 inch. It could be 0.75 inches, depends on how you want it. So I've gone ahead and created this curvy shape. So from this point I'm going to cut it all through. So that's that for our pocket. And also I have this place folded into 2, and it's 2 pockets I'm cutting at the same time. So here we have our pocket. I'm going to notch it at this close edge, okay. So what next I will do is to use 1/2 inch to close the pocket all through. From this open side I'll close it using 1/2 inch. So I'm going to do this and fix it to the gown and show us. But before that, I'm also going to close the sides of the dress, okay. Remember, during our measurement we mapped out 1 inch for seam allowance. So what I'm going to do now, I want to demonstrate how I'm going to close this, okay. Remember, we have our pocket space to be 7 inches. So at this, starting from the armhole or from the sleeve length, I'm going to measure 1 inch, okay. I'll mark 1 inch. You keep marking 1 inch and trace it. 1 inch, keep tracing. So till we reach at the pocket where the pocket space starts. I'm going to double stitch at this point, and I'll now leave the 7 inches space for the pocket, okay. So I'll keep marking 1 inch. I also top stitch or double stitch at this point. I'll keep tracing 1 inch all the way down to the base of the dress, okay. So this is how it's going to be, 1 inch all down. I'll leave the space and close it up. So I'll also do the same on this side, 1 inch, okay. Then I'm going to close the I'm going to close the dress using 1 inch and also fix a pocket at the sides of the kaftan bubu dress. Okay, so I'm going to do this and show us. So I've gone ahead and joined the sides. Okay, I've closed the sides and I've also fixed the pocket. Okay, then we have the 2 pockets. So what next I will do to hem the lower or the base area? So I'm going to fold it like this. Okay, remember we left 2 inches, okay, during the measurement. Half inch I've used it to close the shoulder area. So 1.5 inches that is left, I'll use it to hem the lower part. So I'll close in half inch, then 1 inch. Okay, I'll close all around, I'll hem it all around the circumference of the base. So guys, we've come to the end of our tutorial for today. So if this tutorial has been so helpful to you in any way, please don't hesitate to hit on the subscribe button. Okay, also like this video, share to your friends and well wishers. Also click on the post notification so that whenever I upload a new video, you will be the first to catch the gist. So thank you guys, till we meet in my next tutorial.